Hello, I've talked a few times before about these sort of cheap knockoff Chinese Sennheiser G3 IEMs clones, and I'm going to say a bit more about it because I'm going to be sort of doing a range test with their brand of transmitter that as well it comes with. Because normally I just use one of my Sony transmitters that comes with, this is the receiver pair it comes with. Now, this receiver is what I would used to do, and people just would plug in their headphones into this, but obviously it's much more convenient to just have this easy to turn headphone volume dial to change the volume and turn it on and off than for somebody who's never used this before to try to dig through the menus. And not to mention also, this is cheaper than a Sony receiver. So, although the Sony receiver is fairly affordable, this is even cheaper. And when you're handing gear out to other people to be on their possession, to do who knows what, lose it, drop it in the toilet, or whatever, it's good to perhaps not be handing out really expensive stuff. If it's not something that's critical for audio quality, although I must say, these are actually pretty decently okay, like for a script supervisor or director to monitor to what's being heard, these do the job just fine. But yeah, obviously the exception is if you're giving out equipment to be on talent to record their voice, well then sure, go for the very best. But for this stuff, people use Comtek all the time, and this side, I haven't done a side-by-side comparison, but these probably come out better. Anyway, one other thing I was going to talk about is I recently got this, and this is basically just a little protect. Actually, just put this down. There we go. So this here, this little case that you can put it inside. See? Slides inside, keeps it nice and protected, clips in place, and a person can wear it like this around their neck instead of having the belt clip there, which some people might prefer. Plus also, like I was saying, this protects your valuable investment. And also it does actually have a belt clip like this, as this will go around to the belt and it will snap in place there. So a friend on Facebook mentioned this to me. So if you just go look up on Facebook, on Aliexpress, SC20A, you can find one of these because they come in a bunch of different sizes, and this particular model is what fits these best. Anyway, going back to this. So, as I was saying, I normally use these to transmit, but I'm going to have a project coming up in which I'm going to have lots of different channels to juggle. So I'm going to need more than just simply this one that I have and this channel frequency that matches what these are on. I do actually have also a Leicozic UM450 that's on the same channel, but still I need more than just the two channels. Because normally you don't need more than two channels because you're just sending out something to, say, the director, script supervisor perhaps, and a second one to your boom op. Like that, one or two channels is what you normally need. But because I'm sending out a lot of feeds to talent as well on this upcoming project, I'm going to need more channels. So this here is their brand, however you pronounce that, Leicozic, whatever. Anyway, this is their brand of half rack unit sized transmitter. So a rack unit is about that long out, and this is what's called a half rack unit. You can see like server racks, for instance, or sort of more permanent sound installations. You often measure stuff inside of rack units. Anyway, so when you buy like a bunch of these, say if you buy half a dozen of these, this basically comes in at almost the same price buying half a dozen with this. It's just buying half a dozen of these individually, so you're kind of almost getting this for free. But even when you buy it individually, it's still like a pretty affordable price. So that's why I was thinking, maybe if I'm needing extra channels to be transmitted out, rather than buying more of these, maybe I'll just consider this. But seeing as I don't use it too often, I thought I'd go do a range test. or just general test and listen to it and see how it goes, which is what I did this afternoon. And I thought, this is actually going to be a good YouTube video, maybe partly inspired by the recent ones from Wacom over in the UK. They're pretty good. Check out their recent range videos. They're really impressive. Anyway, so I have here, that's antenna. We have here a BPU 60 battery with a D-tap to power it. You can power it over, it does, I think, come with a way to power it for mains, but yeah, this is just easy to just grab this battery. This BPU 60 battery is the same battery I normally use to power my sound bag with. Normally, I'll have a battery plate here going over to battery distribution system to have a bunch of outputs, but I'm only powering one thing, so just straight from the D-tap out is good enough. It's also got a USB port on the other side too. And yeah, this is the same battery you'll see used by FS7 cameras, EX1, my own Sony F3 or an F7 or FS5, EX3, yeah, lots of different Sony cameras use this. So yeah, that's also handy if you want to shoot with the very common FS7 for instance. And yeah, if you do run into trouble, or if they run into trouble, hey, you can share batteries. Anyway, and this is, I'm going to be having this mic going into, this is a AKG CK63 capsule with a 450 powering unit. Anyway, this is going into Sound Devices MM1. These are really handy to have. I've got quite a few of them. And rather than just dragging out my whole mixer for such a simple task, yeah, just set this up. Easily done. And it gets powered internally by two AA batteries. And yeah, I should be using a few of these for a couple of purposes on that project I'm talking about coming up. So yeah, they're useful to have a few of these around. I've got maybe like 4. Anyway, and oh yes, here's my phone. Let me just take that off screen while I put my pin in, and let's play some music in. I must say, I think this has a feature. See this USB port? And how this talks about being able to go fast forward and pause with this knob. I'm pretty sure you can actually play music from USB stick onto this. So I really am doing maybe a bit of a clumsy workaround, but yeah, this is just what I put together in 2 seconds. So yeah, let's just go for a walkabout. Now, point the screen back at me. Where's my, here we go. So I'm wearing these headphones around my neck, and I've got my lav hidden under my bed somewhere there, and I'm going to turn this on, and hey, you should be able to hear the volume going into the lav. Turn it up, really loud to the max, and that way you can also hear what I'm hearing while we go for a walk. So, I am on the 3rd floor of this office building. Let us go up to the very top floor and just listen out for any drops that we might hear. Here we go. So it should still be coming in nice and clear, the music. So when I did my range test this afternoon, I actually was playing some YouTube commentator guy that I like to listen to now and then. I thought, hang on, yeah, for this YouTube video I'm making, I should really use something I'm not going to get a problem with a copyright or not being too controversial, whatever, just something simple and copyright free. So what I am playing is from this website called Comtek, Comtek.com, I guess, maybe. Yeah, and it's been around for years. I remember my very first ever short film I ever made myself back at film school. I used one of the tracks from his website. The guy's called Kevin McLeod, yeah. And yeah, I mean, if you go into, did the hair drop out then? Just backing up. Oh yeah, hang on, yep, we just got like for half a second, yep. Something around about here, there's a dropout. What floor am I on? On floor 7. Oh, floor 7 is the very top floor. Here we go, I've actually gone all the way to the very top because it actually stops there. That's the penthouse. So yeah, it's only when I go to the very, very top floor And only if I just stand exactly in a spot about here do I get it cutting out. But yeah, otherwise it handles 4 floors of climbing up just fine. Anyway, let's jump into the lift here. Now, normally, a lift is basically what's called a Faraday cage. So when I was going to jump into this lift, the very first time during my test this afternoon, I was going, I wonder if it will actually manage to do it. Because if you look up in physics, you know, that's one of my many subjects I've studied at uni. Is I almost got a physics degree, like was one paper off, but I still got my major in maths. Anyway, so Faraday cage is basically bad news for any kind of electromagnetic wave you've got going, or RF signals, which is, you know, what this is. Oh, actually, did we just hear a drop there when I sprayed backwards? Is that my imagination? It's so hard to be like trying to concentrate on video and listen to the sound and talk and think of words forming. Anyway, let's go all the way down to the ground floor. So yeah, I was actually quite impressed that, might have been a dropout thing for a second. I was actually quite impressed then that I didn't really get any serious dropouts when inside a lift, which is this heavily closed metal box that we're in. Yeah, that's really quite pleased with that. Anyway, rather this, I just skipped the ground floor. I mean, skipped the floor 3 and I've gone straight to the ground floor. So instead of being 4 floors above, we're now 3 floors below where this transmitter is, and a very echoey and very noisy air conditioning up there. So ignore the audio quality. Just listen, and a bus passing by. Just ignore the audio quality and listen to if you hear any dropouts, because that's what I really listen to. Let's go walk outside now. And hey, here we are. So I live like bang in the middle of the CBD. I'm right downtown. You couldn't really get much more. Is that an audio drop? You can't get much more central than this, and so yeah. And also right now would be rush hour traffic too. So perfect timing, David. Well done. Yeah, man, it is really hard to like be trying to both talk and listen out for. So I might just be quiet for a bit, because I do remember when I was standing here, this is actually dropping out. Yeah, you can really tell. I'll just shut up for a bit. Yeah, so you can tell it's like dropping out pretty heavily. Although, you know, it's not completely cut out. You do still hear a lot, but there are a lot of dropouts in between what you're hearing. So it's quite interesting, because only just back there, not that far away at all, just where my foyer was, the next building over, because that's I'm in number 16, this is number 14. Yeah, like it was perfectly fine inside the foyer. Now, I think the reason is because where my office is right at the very back of this building. We're at the front. So we not only have one building along here. Oh, that, I turn that down. I'm not sure if there's an advert popped up, or yeah, I'm slightly conscious of the fact that I don't want like an advert to pop up and I get like a copyright strike, because they do have ads that play in between. So I'll just let this go over a little bit and I can't jump back in a sec. So I've just turned it down. Anyway, so I've got an entire, I'm not just got a building between me and not between the transmitter and myself, I also have the entire width of the building, which is like really big. So I'm way at the back of the building and we're way at the front on the street side. But I found out, so this is the parking lot here. If I walk through here, let's actually just check out what's being played now. Yeah, I don't think that's an advert. Yeah, that just jumped to a different song from Kevin McLeod. Anyway, so if I walk around to the other side of the car park, and now I'm at the back. So yeah, also remember, it's not just a noisy environment in terms of audio, noise, ambient noise levels, and it's a racket with all this traffic and just, you know, general chaos and air conditioning units over there. There also is obviously a lot of RF signals here, you know, downtown. It's not exactly a very RF friendly environment downtown anywhere. Obviously some downtown places will be worse, like obviously if you're in New York City downtown, it'll be even worse than, you know, nearly little old Auckland. But you know, if you're trying to do this somewhere remote, like the project I have coming up, it's going on a farm, you're going to get much better results way out on a farm than you will downtown. Anyway, so looking out there, my office window is not the ones with the fluorescent lights, but the ones just above. It's hard to do this. Yeah. Anyway, we've got the whitish building and we're like the black building next to it. Anyway, some floors up there. So, and again, like our windows are right at the back of the office and it's sort of still deep inside. So it's not like line of sight or anything. This is still pretty bad. But anyway, you can see now, there's like no dropouts whatsoever. Whereas when just on the other side of the car park, I've got that entire building width. Yeah, the dropouts galore. But anyway, let's just keep on walking. Oh, getting dropouts. Yeah, I would say before when I was listening to the guy talk during my little test, I was thinking to myself, oh, you know what? It probably would have been better to listen to like some classical music or something instead, rather than like the guy talking. Because sometimes when the guy's talking, you're not sure if that's a dropout or if he's just taking a pause to breathe. Whereas if it was constant music, it's much more easy to detect a dropout in a test. And you can see like there's heaps of dropouts at the moment. That's because we've got this massive construction site going on. If I was doing this test only 1 year ago, I bet the reception and performance would have been better than over on the street side because my office is at the back. So yeah, oh well. Damn, I mean, it's not so much reception that's annoying, it's totally ruined our view. We had a nice view of the ocean and now it's gone. And also it's so noisy, they're always constructing there, no matter how early. Oh, it sucks. I can never get a nap if I want to. And let's not get run over by traffic, just for a change. So yeah, reception's all like really bad over here. I mean, I know when I did the test. And I'm going to just keep on walking along in the middle of the road. At least if I get hit and run over and die, I will have photographic evidence of who tried to kill me, and also the fact that it was my own bloody stupid fault. Yeah, anyway, here I am on the other side. I noticed, actually, you see like there's spots here. Let's not say there because the car's coming. There's spots where it's like perfectly good, and then of course you walk around a bit and you'll drop out. So, oh yeah, also remember if I walked out more over to this side, the reception was actually quite a lot better when I was doing the test this afternoon. The reason, of course, is that that construction, the new buildings coming up. Whereas if I'm standing out more over here, it's somewhat less obstructed. Oh, 1 second. Oh, look at that, just moving my arm up or down. And if I go here, you can't quite see my hand moving, but I was moving around like just there out of the screen. I was like, oh look, in, out of reception. Yeah, obviously they could improve this if they made it dual antenna with switching. But yeah, I reckon, in normal conditions, when you're on like a small set, not like some massively huge scale place, this does perform pretty decently. Okay, it's good enough for just casual like listening to see if the actors are following along with the script or not. But yeah, obviously normally you'll be much closer. But if you do, for instance, have a video village that is located quite far off set, you might want to run a short cable, 20 meters, whatever, down to where they are, to then place your transmitter closer to where the clients or whoever will be with the receivers. So, you know, it's not going to be like hugely massively range, so you want to think about situations like that. But yeah, just for like small usages, you know, small casual uses, these work really well. And it's a miracle sometimes it's still alive. And yeah, anyway, keep on walking back, and yeah, if there's any more like tests people would like me to do about these or questions about them, yeah, feel free to ask me. So like I said, just basically type in L300 IEM into Aliexpress. And yeah, I might actually do another video soon with the UM450 and see how that goes, because I reckon, yeah, you know, if you put the Leicosonics into mode 3, which is basically meant to make it compatible in a sense with Sennheisers, you can use them. And yeah, actually had a person ask me about that just recently on my YouTube channel.